Well, it started when I was 8, I think. I remember being in the library in my elementary school and like having like these little noises that I didn't really know what they were, and I couldn't make them stop. Because one of the big things is embarrassment and just like being out in public and just doing things that no one else around you is doing and like making loud noises. And so I walked into the store and it didn't seem very quiet, but then as soon as I walked in, I made like a loud, like kind of like a screechy sound or something, and and just like the whole store went quiet, and like everyone turned around and looked at me, and like it was just like all I could do not to like cry and just like leave the store, because like I don't think anyone likes going somewhere and having like everyone turn around and like stare at them in like a shocked way. It's just so embarrassing when like I can't go in a store, I can't just go for a walk or something, I can't go in a library because I mean I'm loud and everyone would look at me, or I'm afraid of bothering someone if they're trying to focus on like studying. When I used to have a job at a health food store, and my swearing tics were a lot worse back then. I remember I was making something and I yelled like fuck, and like I wasn't even aware of it from when my coworkers walked by. Like, did you just yell fuck? And I was like, maybe. And like I was just like so embarrassed, and like I just tried to play it off like I dropped something, and that would happen all the time at work, or like people would come up to where I was working with their kids and I would get really nervous because I would like try not to say like like fuck or something when like they're standing there with like their children.
And I guess it's just hurtful when people make jokes about it, because you don't really notice how much someone's actually struggling with it, and it's not just someone yelling out cuss words or or saying really outlandish things and really offensive things, because it's so much more than that, and it's something that they can't control, and people actually struggle with, and there's just such a stigma and so many stereotypes that aren't accurate to what it's actually like to live with it. That sometimes disorders or mental illness and things can come from people you wouldn't necessarily expect them to come from.
See, because the problem is I find so much humor and like joy out of like almost being negative. So it's like to be like genuinely optimistic is like, yeah, it feels very fake. Like I feel like when I'm almost being like joking about death, yeah, like like I'm not like an optimist. And like it's just like so natural for me, and like it's just kind of how I cope, It's kind of how I get over that embarrassment in a way too, because I feel like when I do get really embarrassed, if I make a joke about it or something, then I feel like I'm kind of taking the control back, and I'm making it mine and not just, and I'm making it something that isn't so serious, because I take it very seriously sometimes. And what I would want people to know is just that no matter what I'm going through or how hard it is, I just keep trying to be happy and keep trying to be as compassionate and as nice to people as I can, because you never know what someone is going through. Positive.
Happiness.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
I don't know anything about
Never met her.
Positivity, I barely know her.